Hello, my friends. How are you? How's things? How's life? How's your world? I hope all is well. My It's been a lot. Uh, it's after work at this point. It's late. I'm trying to recover from my hard drive failure yesterday. You saw there's an intro. There's an intro that is not the same intro that was on the previous videos. It's slightly different because I had to remake all of it. And I had to recover the song, the intro song, using a AI stem splitter, which I think is how I got that intro last year. If you go back years ago, or maybe even I don't know when I changed the intro to be just that twinkly part. It used to have bass and drums, and like an underlying synth sound, and I have that version of the song. What I don't have is the twinkly little version that we've had for the past. I don't know. I don't know when I changed it. I'm assuming it was last year because I changed the logo last year that's in the corner and stuff. So I had to rebuild all that. So the intro video, the little clip that plays, the little pop-ups, I had to rebuild all of that. I got it close. I'm not sitting here measuring pixels and stuff to try to get it perfect the way it used to be. It doesn't matter. I had to download a few YouTube videos and use the audio from those and an AI stem splitter to try to get a clean version of the intro song. So it's clean-ish for now. We do not have an outro song. Today, I think I'm going to just find some random song on the YouTube. Like YouTube has a free music library where you can download royalty-free songs. I'm just going to find something there to stick under the outro for now. And then I've asked some friends to maybe compose new intro and outro music. So we might have new intro and outro music soon. And when we do that, I will probably change all of the other graphics again. Update everything, make it look a little bit more interesting somehow. I'm not really sure. If you'd like to help in that, please let me know. Especially if you're a designer or a sound designer or something, I just need something to kind of indicate that it's a little bit different than it used to be. So what happened? Well, my hard drive crashed. That's obvious, number one. It crashed bad enough that my laptop, I couldn't even get to boot into BIOS. And my laptop is Lenovo, which has the Nova button or the Nuvo button, which is like this recovery tool. It wouldn't even boot to that. So the hard drive is toast. It's a solid state hard drive, which means it's basically not recoverable. I could send it off to a lab. There are people that will take your chip and they will unsolder the memory chips and solder them onto new boards and try to recover data that way, and they have a very good success rate at doing that. But it's a very expensive procedure, and really the only thing that I completely lost is my YouTube stuff, like the intros and outro, like this show's kind of stuff, the stuff that makes this show up, and the last like 170 or so episodes of the show, the original files. I keep the original files. I have the previous few thousand shows on a backup hard drive. I do have a backup hard drive. I do keep stuff on a backup hard drive. All of my music is backed up. But for whatever reason, I don't know what happened. I have hard drives from my old desktop, and I went and looked through there, and that's where I found the original song. But for a long time, I was using my work laptop as my editing laptop, and so all of the new content, like all of the YouTube content or the overlays and stuff that I had built for this show were on that laptop. And I thought that I had that backed up somewhere. And when I moved to my personal laptop, when I bought the personal laptop and I moved all that data off of my work laptop, I'm not sure how I did that transfer. I thought I maybe did it by thumb drive. I searched through all of my thumb drives. None of them have anything on them that's even remotely related. I'm thinking what I did was put it all in my Dropbox, move it all over, because I had, with my new laptop, I got like an extra 100 gigs or something. And then when the 100 gigs expired, I had to clean out my Dropbox, and I think that's what happened. I think I moved it over and then deleted it, and then just never bothered to back it up again because I thought I had backups either in my Google Drive, in my Dropbox, or in my backup drive. It's like an 8 terabyte backup drive. It's in none of those places. The person who wrote the intro and outro songs, I don't know his name. I met him 15 years ago, and then 10 years ago, I reached out to him on Twitter to see if he would compose some songs for me, and he did. His account doesn't exist anymore. I don't know. I have no way to contact this person. I don't know who he is. And so if he still has the songs, they're completely lost. That sucks, you know? We've been using this same songs for 10 years almost. But maybe it's time, like maybe that means it's time for a refresh. Let's just start over, especially if I can find, like, I wouldn't mind finding a good intro and outro that are, like, kind of tied together somehow, thematically or tonally. Like, the two that I had were kind of split a little bit, so I don't know. I don't know that it matters at all, you know? To me, it matters. This is a very important thing in my life. But to the world at large, does it matter that much? I don't think so, you know? I had a few of you complain when I changed the logo last year, but nobody really cares. It's not a big deal. That kind of stuff happens all the time, so... it does suck. Please back stuff up, especially if it's on a solid state drive. When they fail, they fail. Like, that's just how it is. Especially the one I showed yesterday, the little PCIe Express NVMe drives. When they fail, they fail. There's no way to recover that stuff. Back in the old days, you could, you know, change out the plates in a hard drive, or you could change out the hard drive PCB and recover data. Can't do that anymore. So when things fail, they fail. The good news is I was able to go buy a new 1 terabyte hard drive at Walmart. It didn't cost me much. It was like $80, I think. Popped it in. I used Malia's desktop and downloaded a Linux distribution, and I have Linux up and running, and the desktop's up and running, and everything works fine. You're watching this video right now, so I was able to successfully put this thing together in a very weird, twisted way. But we got it to work, and that's, I guess, what matters. So, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Today was an exhausting day. I'm exhausted. I'm going to go rest. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. Please like the video. And if you're new here, please subscribe. I promise it'll be more interesting in future videos. Maybe. Sometimes it's not. I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We are learning 12 lies to stop telling yourself. Number 5, things will never get better. Living means facing problems, learning, adapting, and solving them over the course of time. This is what ultimately molds us into the person we become. When you find yourself cocooned in isolation and cannot find your way out of the darkness, remember that this is similar to the place where caterpillars go to grow their wings. Yeah. The whole growth, the caterpillar thing, that's a little much, but just remembering that, like, this is temporary. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's temporary, you know? Everything that we go through is temporary because we adapt and we improve, or we adapt and we accept, and it definitely gets better.